You are now watching the Queen Chioma. So hey guys, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video, podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about the rapper Jackboy and his latest comments about dark-skinned black women. Now before I get started, I did want to shout out to one of my subscribers and encourage you all to check out the video she made on police reform. There was nearly 1 million threats of violence and use of force incidents by police towards civilians in 2015 alone in the United States. 1 million. So that includes physical assault, sexual abuse, and fatal shootings. So my lovely subscriber Jess has composed a video on 4 practical ways that we can reform the police, and I would love for y'all to check it out and support her newest YouTube video. So I will have the link pinned in my comment section for you all to check out at the end of this video. She's really informative, straight to the point, and very effective. So support this intelligent queen. So continuing on, I really have seen a plethora of colorist comments and disrespect towards black women, dark-skinned women in particular, ever since I started making commentary on it on YouTube. Almost every week I get a DM or an email with a video requesting me to talk about some colorist comment from an athlete, a rapper, singer, actor, comedian, or reality TV star, or whoever, and their comments towards black women in general. I told y'all I was really over, talking about colorism in this format because there's only so much I could say. The same way you don't like your parents nagging you about the same thing all the time is the same way I don't want to keep saying the same thing to you all either. I'm not going to call out every famous colorist because that's just impossible, but if in the event a different approach or an alarming instance occurs and I feel compelled, I will definitely open up this wide plate mouth and speak up. And that is the case with Jackboy because not only did he make a colorist comment, the kick is his justification for why he doesn't date dark-skinned women is so nutty. It's like, yo, like you cannot be serious. Now, why this story is being reported today is because I actually like Jackboy as a rapper. If you don't know him, he's a Haitian American rapper from Pompano Beach, Florida, who is signed to the rapper Kodak Black and has been doing his thing for the last couple of years. He has a hit song called Pressure, and I really like the song because of the beat, and it's just different. I mean, to most people, it may come off as like mumble rap, but I think he just talks fast, and he's from Florida. He has an accent, so it may be hard to understand what he's saying, but nonetheless, he is a rap artist that has some buzz and is on his way to possible mainstream success. So I watched his Genius interview the other day, and he was just going through the lyrics of his song Pressure and what they mean, just like many artists do with whatever hit song they have out. And he spoke on the story of the song Pressure, he spoke on being Haitian American, he spoke on being in prison, and he spoke on his struggles, and he came out very humble to me. Like, I was even surprised to know that he actually spoke pretty well despite how hard it is to sometimes understand his music when he's rapping. So I was just like, okay, Jackboy, like I see you, like I fuck with it. And if anyone knows me, I am so far removed from the I hate all black men and all black male rappers trope because I don't have the care or the energy to use my platform to always go in on grown people and their poor choices. Like I will, but not all the time. And I don't hate all black men. I'm not on the, stay on code or not my fight team for every single instance because to me, it just only applies based on certain circumstances. I just refuse to go through life hating all black men because of other black men's actions. I will judge or not like someone based on individual actions and individual actions only. I just can't get with the, I hate and despise all black men and then be also mad when people say, well, black women are angry, ghetto, ratchet, when we're clearly all not like that, okay? I don't like when people group black women all as one way, so I cannot group all black men together in that way either. I will say there are things that are commonly occurring in certain types of black men or women. For example, in this case, Jackboy is a rapper and a black man, and many black male rappers are colorists amongst a bunch of other things. But I rather and will continue to speak on people individually for their individual actions. So I screen recorded Jackboy's Genius interview and posted it on my Snapchat, basically praising him for being humble and seeming like a nice guy and just a rapper who is here to make his money, make his music, which he is. But to my mother-loving surprise, one of my subscribers then ended up tagging me in one of his interviews on Instagram where he says the following.
Let me tell you why Kodak say he don't fuck with dark-skinned girls. Me too. I like any girl, but I stay away from dark-skinned girls.
Why y'all like dark-skinned girls?
First of all, y'all too violent.
Bro,
am I right or wrong?
Shut the fuck up, no.
Listen, a light-skinned girl, if you just touch her like this, she will get bruised. So she don't like to get hit. Like, she don't like to wrestle, none of that, because little shit bruise her. Yeah. A dark-skinned girl, she's so black, you don't see no bruise. So she trying to real deal thump your ass.
I ain't that black, though.
I don't like black girls, bro. I like light-skinned girls because, like, they just so... They just so pretty and just so gentle. Like, they just so soft. Like, For real, they like you just wanna love them so much. Like I prefer light skinned girl cause I'm too black and I don't want no black ass baby dog.
Now Jackboy. Jack effing boy. Like, I was really rocking with his little rapper persona. Like, he just seems like he's out the way, little Florida rapper. Like, I don't like to be a hater. Like, I'd rather give you credit and say I like you before I just hate. Unless, of course, you do some nut shit, and that's my first impression of you. Now, why I wanted to talk about this was because this wasn't just the average disrespect to black women. You know, I would have just ignored it. I was actually happy that he expanded on his disrespect because people are entitled to their own opinion, of course, but I do love knowing why nut-ass people think the way that they do, and he gave me just that. So I broke this video down into 3 main talking points, so let's get right into this video. Point number 1 is preference is no longer preference to me. At this point, y'all, my preference is light-skinned women, or my preference is for light-skinned women, or whatever, from black men, especially the dark-skinned ones, is definitely now complete in other colorism. And side note, any of these celebrities that was and continues to post about Black Lives Matter but has ever made an anti-black woman or anti-dark-skinned black woman comment is colorist and definitely not for the movement. It's all cap, and all these rap stars, are full of Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you only date one look of black woman and that is light and bright, you are colorist. And that's on period. One, because why the fuck is your preference based on color and nothing else when you yourself is as dark as my shadow? Number 2, cut the shit. The reason why you would prefer lighter skinned women is because you literally think lighter is better than brown or dark. And 3, because no, like literally because no. I think it's time to retire the, well, that's my preference excuse. It is the nicest but most bullshit way of saying brown and dark skinned girls are ugly to me. Period, okay? Physical attractiveness and people's attraction to people cannot ever be based on solely color because it's your features that make you look how you look. A lot of us share the same or similar shades of brown skin, correct? But what makes us different from the next person is our features. What makes us look more attractive or less attractive is our features, not our color. Preference to me is more, I prefer tall girls, where being tall and having a certain height can occur in any woman, but color is no longer a preference to me at all, okay? I'm no longer buying that because why on earth does the shade of a woman's black skin make you say no? Especially when you have that same color skin, if not darker. Jackboy looks like a teenage mutant ninja turtle and has the nerve to say that he doesn't want to date black girls, not only because, according to him, they have more of a tendency to be violent because bruises do not show up on their skin, but he then says he doesn't want to have no black ass kids. The gag is, procreating with a light-skinned woman does not guarantee you in his words, black ass kids. Like, where's the intelligence? Where is the logic? Where is the knowledge? Where is the knowledge from 8th grade science class when the teacher covered the genetics unit? Like, literally, why are people dumb? Like, I'm tired of being nice on here. These niggas are literally dumb. Like, this is just stupid to me that you think like this. You think light-skinned women will give you non-dark kids when you're as black as outer space? Literally cut the malarkey. She is still black. And even when you get with a biracial woman, that doesn't guarantee anything. The self-hate is no longer going to be covered up with this preference statement. It's not a preference to me anymore. It's an embedded level of self-hate that is disguised as preference because people are trying not to offend the other side, let alone people are trying to deviate from really saying, I don't find my dark skin attractive. Now, point number 2 is his justification. Now, his justification is why I even made this video because at the end of the day, people can have their preference, but I definitely think your preference should be based on things more than just the color of someone's skin. It's fine to prefer a certain race of people. I really don't care if you prefer a certain shade, but that shouldn't be your only requirement as to why you like someone. But his justification is what is alarming to me. He really goes deep and explains that because darker skinned women are less prone to have bruises shown on their skin from being, I'm assuming, physically assaulted by Jackboy, that's why he likes to date light-skinned girls. So basically what he's saying is that a dark-skinned woman would be more violent because she has less to lose in her beauty or the overall look of her skin because the color of a darker skin will not show the kicks, the scratches, the abrasions, the bruises, the lacerations, or whatever else that has been brought upon them. And if that's not the stupidest shit I have ever heard in my 23 years of life, then I don't know what is. And although he does have a point because that is just scientifically true, like, you know, something showing up on lighter skin is going to show up brighter and more prominent than it is on darker skin, like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like, that's just okay. To justify your dating preferences based off of the physical appearance after you abuse a girl is just complete and utter bullshit. Like, that's actually very, very, very not good. No bueno. So basically, he doesn't think that light-skinned girls take their chances in physically assaulting their darker skinned boyfriend just because they want to protect their light and bright skin from receiving physical injuries. Like, this is literally why I say some people should just really stop while they're ahead, because no one would ever even say anything that bad about Jackboy until this. Like, he was a low-key rapper, just a typical rapper, okay? Makes his music, gets his money, flexes, and is on the up and up. You know, and I like that part. I support all types of success. But this is where I draw the line with my support, because it's like, I like you as a rapper, and I don't care that you don't want to date me, because I would never date you. But you automatically think something about me based off of the color of my skin, and that's my issue. I don't care if you don't want to date dark or brown skin girls, because I'm pretty sure most of us don't want to date you either. But to have this preconceived ideology based off of a skin tone that you also have makes you honestly seem like you're an idiot. Like, I don't know whether to call you Jackboy or Jackass. Now, my third and final point is just pretty much the summary of the overall problem. Here's why I actually take issue to what he said. Because at the end of the day, we all know and have this notion that any man that thinks like this as a black man, we just don't care anymore as black women. Like, especially those of us on the darker end. We're just tired of the disrespect and we pay you literally no mind. But my issue is how so many of these black men who think like this are failing to realize how racist it almost sounds. And what I mean by that is this: if we're going to be so anti-racism and so Black Lives Matter, or even if you don't subscribe to Black Lives Matter but you're definitely for equality and justice for all people regardless of their race and color, how can you then sit there and say that there are racist white men who look at you and judge you and paint you into this certain stereotype of you being a black man who is someone of a darker complexion, and that they equate you to all of these negative things such as being a thug, a drug dealer, violent, uneducated, all these negative things. But then you turn around and use that same rhetoric to judge a woman who is in the same race as you, who is probably the same complexion as you, and place those same disrespectful, stereotypical, and often untrue characteristics on them. That's the real tea here. Like, that's what actually made me make this video. That's just, to me, a racist ideology. If you get judged by the color of your skin as a black man by oppressors and people of the majority race, why would you then turn around and do the same thing to other black women within your race? Like, literally, is it crack? Is it K2 synthetic weed? Because I really want to know. Like, it has to be. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. Whose side are you on? You're not going to tell me that you're here for black men to get, the life that they deserve and equality and justice, but then you're sitting there putting negative characteristics based off the shade of a black woman's skin onto them. Please, somebody make it make sense. And the real gag is, if you actually go watch the video for his song Pressure, the whole point is there is a white officer, or I'm not sure if he's white. You guys can look at it and tell me what you think the race of that man is or the ethnicity of this man. A non-black officer is chasing him the whole video, trying to put him in jail, and Jackboy is running off the entire video. So basically you see that there's this white officer after you, probably judging you not because of just simply the fact that you broke the law or did whatever, but mainly because you are a black man in an urban area, and he's judging you, so he's trying to find you, he's trying to lock you up. That's pretty much the mission of a lot of racist white people. So that's the whole point of your video, your #1 hit. But you then get on Instagram Live with another black woman and tell her that you don't date brown or dark-skinned girls. You said black girls at one point, but I'm gonna write that off as a mistake. You meant brown and dark-skinned girls, and say that you're not gonna date them because based off of the color of their skin, they're violent, and they would rather hit you and be more violent because they're not gonna bruise as bad as a light-skinned girl. Make it make sense, because actually don't even make it make sense, because it actually doesn't make any sense. Ask yourself, why would I judge someone within my own race for the shade of their skin when there are white people who do that to black people just for being black? Jackboy, I rock with you, I like your music, but this is not it, son. This is definitely not it. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely check out my subscriber justice video. I will have it pinned in the comment section down below. Don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys. The crazy part is Tory Lanez is actually a felon, and he's not allowed to be around any guns or any form of mischief, I would assume. And so when he went and got charged, when he was arrested, he was charged with a felony. So that was for the firearm and possessing that, being that he's a felon, and he's not allowed to possess that. And the crazy part is he's also from Canada, which is like, ooh, you're in the United States. Don't play with being deported or having any form of your citizenship challenged because of the actions that you are involved in. The main thing I wanted to focus on was Meg Thee Stallion and her being intertwined with all of these people and how it's causing her career and her as a young black woman to be seen, and probably some of the challenges